Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu is set to inaugurate the Okpebi Mande Link Bridge in Lagos this week. The bridge connecting Okpebi in Ikeja to Mande in Maryland is expected to ease traffic on key routes including Allen, Mobolaji Bank, Anthony and Ikorodu Road, reducing travel times and improving mobility for the residents. The Lagos State government described the project as a strategic infrastructure milestone, highlighting collaboration between the Ministries of Transportation and Works in delivering impactful urban development. Troops of the 177 Guards Battalion stationed at the Total Petrol Base have failed an attempted abduction involving the family of a lawmaker Tanko Takura in Yelwa Village, Total local government area of Nasarawa State. The suspected kidnappers reportedly invaded the residence but were forced to retreat after a swift response by local vigilantes, even before the arrival of the troops. Troops of Operation Fashin Iyama have neutralized 65 bandits, including the son of a wanted notorious bandit leader, during a fierce coordinated ground and air offensive in Safe local government area of Zamfara State. Now, the operation resulted in the killing of Kachala Ilya Sarki, a key commander, and other senior lieutenants. Security sources say the intense battle lasted for over 7 hours. Meanwhile, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, has praised frontline troops for their dedication and highlighted ongoing security gains in Katsina State. According to a post obtained from NAV's X-handle, Aneke gave the commendation while celebrating Easter with personnel of the Nigerian Air Force deployed under Operation Fashin Iyama sector, represented by the Chief of Training at NAV Headquarters, Air Vice Marshal Dari. The Chief of Air Staff reaffirmed the force's commitment to personnel welfare, operational excellence, and mission success. A community organized in Aroko Kashia local government area of Kaduna State has rejected reports suggesting that 31 worshippers abducted during an Easter service have been rescued by the Nigerian Army. In a statement, President of the Katumi Unity Development Association, Ariko, described the report as inaccurate and misleading. According to the community leader, the victims are still being held by their captors, while families reportedly maintaining communication with the kidnappers, who have confirmed that the abductees remain alive in their custody. He noted that this directly contradicts any assertion that a rescue operation had taken place. Now, in the meantime, the Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria has appealed to the federal government to combat insecurity in the country by tackling fake news alongside the menace of insecurity. And the group made the call in a statement signed by the National Coordinator Ibrahim Abdullahi, reacting to fake news and false report carried on social media, claiming that the Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka House Cathedral and Catholic Pastoral Center were set ablaze by Islamists in Sokoto on Saturday. The group expressed happiness that fake news has since been denied by Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka in an official disclaimer signed by Reverend Father Pascal Salifu. He is Director of Communications at the Sokoto Catholic Diocese. Now, still on security matters now, following the increasing wave of terror attacks across Nigeria, particularly in the north, citizens are expressing worry over heightened insecurity in the country. Speaking on Global TV's breakfast program, Global Morning, intelligence and security expert Dr. Ahmed Getso stated that the situation to insecurity in Nigeria lies with those in government. Uyi Agbomofuegbe reports that Dr. Getso also stated that northern governors need to show sincerity of purpose in the fight against regional threats.
Sections of Nigeria have been ravaged by insecurity since the emergence of Boko Haram and other terror groups, a situation that has resulted in hundreds of thousands of deaths, depleted the country's economy, and damaged Nigeria's image on the global stage. Dr. Getso believes governors in the North must rise above board and show commitment in anti-terror fights, insisting that government knows those behind Nigeria's current security situation.
Caught me everywhere that Dr. Getso says all the northern governors knows who are the criminals in their respective states.
Okay, we're going to the
and they know them by local government constituency, by polling unit, by political what, by local government, by state assembly constituency, and by federal constituency and senatorial constituency. And if not because of hypocrisy and lack of honesty and sincerity among the northern governors, who are being supported by either external forces or internal forces in order to kill more of their people, it has never affected the governor or his children, neither the commissioners of police, neither the directors of the DSS.
He also condemned the notion that those referred to as repentant terrorists should be granted amnesty and reintegrated into society.
Ensure that anybody who is found wanting to be participating, to have participated even before, even if the person have made a so-called statement of repent, because I don't believe there is any repentant. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. So
the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, has continually pledged unflinching commitment to its resolve to tackle criminality in all its forms. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Meanwhile, the new Nigeria People's Party has called on Nigerians to remain hopeful and resilient despite worsening insecurity and economic hardship across the country. The National Publicity Secretary of the NNPP, Ladipo Johnson, made the appeal in an Easter message urging citizens not to despair in the face of mounting and national challenges. The party said this year's Easter celebration comes at a time of deep national strain, marked by economic difficulties and persistent violence in several parts of the country. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Katsina State has condemned the recent bandit attacks affecting several communities, describing the killings of both security personnel and civilians as alarming and unacceptable. The party's state chairman, Lawal Tukur, spoke to journalists in Katsina, expressing serious concern over the rise in violence. He highlighted that the recent attack, particularly in Matazu and Musawa local government areas, indicate a worsening security situation that requires urgent action. Now, away from security matters, the youth wing of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has issued a 3-day ultimatum to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, demanding the restoration of the party's leadership as recognized in 2025 or face nationwide civic action. Addressing journalists at the party's national headquarters in Abuja, the ADC national youth leader Balarabe Rufai accused INEC of undermining democracy and acting outside its constitutional powers. Rufai described Nigeria as being under democratic siege, alleging that institutions meant to safeguard the will of the people are being compromised and weaponized against democratic principles. The Nigerian Union of Journalists have expressed outrage over a controversial remark by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, directed at Seun Okinbaloye of Channels Television, describing it as a threat to press freedom. In a statement issued by the Union National President Al-Hassan Yahya said the Union was profoundly shocked and outraged by the minister's comment. Yahya described the statement as reckless and violent, adding that it constitutes a direct and unacceptable attempt to intimidate and silence the press, thereby gravely undermining press freedom and the fundamental principles of democracy in Nigeria. A special prayer session has been held in Kano in remembrance of the late Abubakar Rimi, a former governor of Kano State during the Second Republic, who passed away 16 years ago. The event brought together political leaders, family members, associates, and well-wishers to honor his legacy and contributions to the development of the state. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin, who attended the prayer held at Dangi Jamaat Mosque in Kano, now reports.
The atmosphere was solemn as dignitaries and residents gathered to offer prayers for the repose of the soul of late Abubakar Rimi. The prayer session featured Islamic clerics reciting verses from the Holy Quran and leading special supplication. Rimi, who served as governor of Kano State during the Second Republic, is remembered for his impactful leadership and dedication to public service. Former governor of Kano State, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, described the late leader as a visionary whose policies and leadership style left a lasting mark on Kano State's political landscape.
A good listener, no matter how low you are in the service, if he hears your opinion and the opinion is credible, Abubakar Rimi will accept it, will use it, and if there are any complaints, he makes sure due process were processed. In the operation of his government, he gave all his political appointees the latitude to be creative, to be initiative. He gave them all the powers and the appropriate funding. Not even commissioners, even I was a principal in his time.
Family members expressed gratitude to those who attended the prayer session, noting that such gathering helped keep his memory and ideals alive.
The track of what he initiated, what he wants us, how he wanted to be within his short time. But within certain time, within certain regime, certain tenures, we appreciate some people are still going back to his own agenda, his own program, his own way of thinking.
The event also featured a special prayer over the death of Hajia Hajara Abubakar Rimi, late Rimi's immediate younger sister, who passed away a week ago. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Back, and it's making a bold return. By early Tuesday morning, fresh wave of dust from the Sahara Desert will sweep into the country, casting a hazy veil across parts of Sokoto, Katsina, Zamfara, and Kebbi State. Visibility will drop slightly, and the atmosphere will take on that familiar dry, dusty feel. But that's not the end of the story. As the day unfolds, this dust is expected to loosen its grip, giving way to a dramatic shift in conditions. Thunderstorms are set to build first over Zamfara and Kebbi State, then spreading into Kaduna, Bauchi, Gombe, Southern Borno, and Adamawa State. And it doesn't stop there. This storm system will surge further south, pushing into the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau, Nasarawa, Kogi, parts of Benue, and Kwara states, before extending their reach across much of the southern states. So from dusty skies in the north to rumbling storms across the central and southern areas. It's a day of striking contrast across the country. Stay safe and stay weather aware. I am Akami Samarda, and thank you for watching.
You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a 3.3 trillion naira payment plan to settle long-standing debts in Nigeria's power sector under the Presidential Power Sector Financial Reforms Program. The approval was disclosed in a statement signed by the President's spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga. The move follows a final review of legacy debts that have plagued the sector for over a decade and is expected to stabilize electricity generation and improve service delivery. Moving on to the federal government says it has increased its planned borrowing for 2026 to 29.20 trillion naira, following an expansion in the budget size and fiscal deficit. The new borrowing figure represents an increase of 11.31 trillion naira compared to the earlier projection of 17.89 trillion naira contained in the 2026 abridged budget core circular issued in December 2025. The updated estimate is captured in the 2026 appropriation bill approved by the National Assembly and detailed in the House of Representatives order paper dated March 31st, 2026. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has reiterated Nigeria's commitment to increasing its oil production in line with the government's target of optimal resource utilization. He commended Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, for piloting the petroleum sector to hit a production level of 1.84 million barrels in recent days, but urged the Commission to ramp up to the target of 2 million barrels per day. This came as JP Morgan stated that oil prices could spike above $150 in all-time high if floors vs. Hormuz remains disrupted into mid-May. On the foreign scene now, the Zambian government has declared the current fuel supply situation an emergency. As the ongoing Middle East conflict continues to push up global fuel prices, despite being far from the conflict zone, the country is experiencing supply disruptions linked to Iran's blockage of the Strait of Hormuz. Residents say the shortage is affecting daily life and businesses, with many spending hours searching for fuel and cutting back on movement. In response, the government has approved temporary tax relief measures, including zero-rating VAT and suspending excise duties on fuel imports for 3 months. Catholic faithful across the world marked Easter with celebrations of the resurrection of Jesus Christ and a renewed message of hope. In his first Easter blessing at St. Peter's Square, Pope Leo called for global peace, urging world leaders to embrace dialogue over conflict. He appealed for a peace built on understanding rather than force, warning against what he described as a growing globalization of indifference. The Pope addressed more than 50,000 worshippers as tensions in the Middle East continue to cast a shadow over celebrations. Iran says it has formulated its response to ceasefire proposals from intermediaries and will not engage in direct talks while United States and Israel continue military strikes. Recent attacks across Iran have killed at least 34 people, including 6 children. Tehran has warned of retaliatory strike after U.S. President Donald Trump set a Tuesday deadline for the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, threatening further raids on Iranian infrastructure. An Iranian missile hit a residential building in Haifa. Strikes across the Gulf have also targeted power, water, desalination, and oil facilities in Kuwait and Bahrain. In sports news now, the Nigerian Professional Football League title race heated up on match day 33 as Rangers International proclaimed the top spot despite a goalless draw. With Barao FC in Enugu, the point lifted Rangers to 55, overtaking Rivers United on goal difference after Seasiders slipped 2-0 to Warri Wolves. Another dramatic clash, bottom club Kun Khalifa stunned Nasarawa United 1-0, scoring a last-minute winner just days after the passing of their team manager. Still on sports, the 2026 Nationwide League One season kicked off Friday in Makadi, with Flight FC taking on NYSC FC in an exciting opener. The league has expanded to all states and the FCT, with 46 groups announced and full fixtures coming next week. As part of its modernization, the Nationwide League One has relaunched its website and partners with ZKET Technology to enhance engagement for fans and clubs alike. The Confederation of African Football has confirmed the full list of 16 qualified countries for the 2026 Under-17 African Cup of Nations. The team were confirmed on CAF's website following Algeria's qualification after defeating Egypt 1-0 to seal their place at the Continental Finals. And the top teams from the finals will earn spots at the Global Youth Championship, which expands to 48 teams and is scheduled for November 2026. The 2026 Under-17 AFCON, to be hosted by Morocco, will run from April 25th to May 15th, 2026, and serve as the primary qualifier for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar. And that's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365. and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.